Please don't forget subscribe to the channel and hit the bell to get notified of new daily videos.
I'd always considered myself a pragmatist, a man of logic, not of shadows and whispers. So, when I inherited Great-Uncle Wallace Thorne's old farmhouse in the middle of nowhere, my primary thought wasn't about ghosts, but about the cheap rent and the quiet solitude it offered for my writing. Wallace was a distant figure, a name whispered at family gatherings, usually followed by a vague, melancholic shrug. He'd lived alone in that sprawling, ramshackle place for decades, a recluse after some unspecified accident in his younger days. I'd seen a blurry photo once, a stern man with a kind, if distant, look in his eyes, his left sleeve conspicuously empty. Moving in was a monumental task. Dust, cobwebs, and a pervasive smell of old wood and forgotten things clung to every surface. But the land was beautiful, wild and overgrown, bordering a dense forest. I pictured myself writing profound novels here, inspired by the isolation. About a week in, the phantom began. It was a dull ache at first, deep in my left forearm, a sensation like a muscle pulled too tight. I dismissed it as unfamiliarity with hauling boxes or maybe sleeping on a lumpy old mattress. I'd never had any issues with that arm before, never broken a bone, nothing. But the ache persisted. It wasn't muscular. It was deeper, a hollow throb that started to feel like a void, as if something was missing or trying to be missing where it shouldn't be. Then came the whispers. So faint at first, I thought they were the wind through the eaves or the house settling, just background noise. One evening, while unpacking in the dusty attic, I found it. An old, intricately carved wooden box, sealed with a rusted brass clasp. It felt cold to the touch. Inside, nestled among moth-eaten linens, were several leather-bound journals, their pages brittle and yellowed, and a single, tarnished silver pocket watch. I opened the first journal. The script was Wallace's, neat at first, then growing more frantic, more sprawling. The entries started shortly after his accident, the logging incident that had cost him his left arm. He wrote about the agony, the phantom pains, the torment. But then it shifted. He started documenting a presence, a whispering voice that promised to ease his suffering, to make him whole again. It offered solace, but demanded something. The entries grew chilling, filled with fragmented thoughts about reclaiming, completion, the gift of absence. Reading those words, the phantom pain in my own left arm flared, a white-hot agony that made me drop the journal. I clutched my arm, gasping, feeling as if it were being twisted, torn from my shoulder. It was excruciating, but also familiar, like I was feeling his pain. After that, the escalation was relentless. My left arm started to feel alien, heavy, cold, even when the rest of me was warm. Sometimes I'd catch it moving slightly, twitching when I wasn't consciously willing it. The whispers are no longer indistinct. They are clear, insidious, directly aimed at me. "Give it back! Let us be whole!" They hiss from the walls, from the floorboards, from deep within the forest outside my window. My friend, Mason Powers, drove up from the city for a visit, concerned after I'd missed a few calls. "Callum, man, you look like hell," he said, his brow furrowed as he watched me nervously rub my left arm. I tried to laugh it off, blaming deadlines and bad sleep, but my eyes darted around the room, always searching for the source of the whispers only I could hear. Mason, ever practical, suggested I see a doctor, or at least get some rest. He didn't understand, couldn't hear the constant, agonizing thrumming in my arm, the insistent demand of the unseen presence. The journals were my only confidant, a twisted roadmap to Wallace's madness. He wrote of resisting the presence, of trying to fight it, but it had grown stronger, feeding on his pain, his loss. He eventually wrote about finding a way to cheat it, to trap it. And then the entries stopped abruptly. The phantom pain became a living thing, a searing absence that felt like a permanent emptiness. I barely ate, barely slept. The whispers demanded I give up my arm, that I surrender it so it could be complete. I knew, with a horrifying certainty, that Wallace hadn't just disappeared. He'd given in or been taken, his very essence becoming part of the house, part of it. One night, driven by a desperate, morbid curiosity and the unbearable pressure building in my arm, I found a hidden compartment behind a loose brick in the fireplace of Wallace's old study. Inside, wrapped in yellowed silk, was a mummified, shriveled left arm. It was small, old, meticulously preserved, dried to leather. And on its ring finger, Wallace's tarnished wedding band. The whispers erupted into a cacophony, a triumphant chorus of "Join us, behold, give it back." The pain in my arm was a supernova, my own flesh feeling like it was dissolving, being replaced by that ancient, desiccated limb. I screamed, clutching my arm as the mummified arm seemed to pulse with a horrifying life, trying to pull me in, to merge with me. I don't know where the strength came from, but fueled by terror and a primal refusal, I stumbled out to the woodshed, grabbing an old, heavy axe Wallace must have used. Back in the study, fighting the agonizing pull, the insistent whispers, I brought the axe down, again and again, on the mummified arm until it was nothing but splinters and dust. The house fell silent. The oppressive pressure vanished, replaced by a hollow emptiness. The phantom pain didn't disappear. It's still there, a dull throb in my left arm, a constant reminder of what almost was, what could still be. I sold the farmhouse, never looking back. But sometimes, especially when the wind howls, I still hear faint whispers, almost like a sigh. And the cold ache in my arm, a phantom limb that was never truly mine, never truly leaves. I wonder if I truly destroyed it, or if I just delayed the inevitable, becoming another link in Wallace Thorne's cursed legacy. I left the farmhouse, but the farmhouse never quite left me. That cold ache is a constant companion now, a silent warning from the void.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button to like it. And please do subscribe to support the channel.